Okay, so Democratic Rep Sidney Kamlager-Dove just called out GOP Rep Kevin Kiley for decrying gerrymandering the GOP has championed for like decades. She makes it clear this isn't about fairness at all. It's a panic move because they're, I guess you call it a race-based playbook for rigging elections is finally being challenged, you know? Let's watch the full clip and then I'll give you my thoughts at the end.
For the members of Congress here, we know that Congressman Kiley has suggested that this is a bad idea for everybody. Obviously, he could end up losing his job, so he's interested in this. But are there other Republican members that are maybe saying this is not a good idea, that they're uncomfortable with this whole concept? What are you hearing behind the scenes from your colleagues?
So Kevin Kiley miraculously came up with this piece of legislation because he realized that his district was in question. That's about as self-interested as you can be. B, my colleagues will confirm this, we had our weekly call with our Democratic caucus, and every single one of them was grateful that California was stepping up and fighting fire with fire. They said, can you lean in anymore? Because we need a playbook for how we can fight in our states. The governor is correct. Florida is now in play, Indiana is in play, Missouri is in play, Ohio is in play. And not only are they working to gerrymander the maps to give Republicans more seats, but they are also doing it to silence Latino representatives and to get rid of African American representatives. So it is not only a classist playbook, but it is a race-based playbook because they know who the folks are who show up and who are voting to keep Planned Parenthood, to keep health care, to make sure that costs are down, to make sure that we have jobs, to make sure that we have manufacturing. So yes, Republicans are now crying foul, but they were not crying foul when they voted for the big ugly bill. They were not crying foul when they voted to defund Medicaid, when they voted to get rid of Social Security, when they have supported every single thing and have been complicit with every single unlawful, illegal, unconstitutional thing that this president has been doing. And they have been silent. So don't give me your crocodile tears when all of a sudden you want to come up with a piece of legislation that says slow your roll. How about passing the John Lewis Voting Rights Act? How about calling out Governor Abbott? How about calling out what this president is doing? If you are so excited about what you've been doing in the past 7 months, then run on that record. But please do not come for California and do not come for the voters because the voters should have the right to vote for who they want to, not to be given, shoved down their throats, some janky maps designed to keep this president in power. So, folks are united. Folks are asking California to lean in and do more. And we're saying we are giving you all that we've got. And we are standing with our governor. And we are asking other states to step in and find a way to do it as well, because this is not just about California. This is about this entire country.
I mean, wow, it's the sheer audacity that always gets me. The absolute gall of someone like Kevin Kiley, a Republican congressman, to suddenly come up with a piece of legislation about redistricting fairness. It's like an arsonist complaining about the color of the fire truck, you know? He's only crying foul because, as she points out, he realized his own seat might actually be in jeopardy. It's just so nakedly sort of self-serving. And that's really the whole story right there, isn't it? This guy, Kiley, is in a competitive district in California. He won by, a few points in 2022? So, of course, the second there's a possibility that the map could be redrawn to be, more fair and representative of the voters, he suddenly becomes a champion of stopping the process. He's trying to freeze the game board while he's ahead. It's just an incredible abuse of power to protect your own job, honestly. He's cloaking his own political survival in the language of high-minded principles, and it's just, it's insulting. The thing is, this isn't just one guy. This is, and I really mean this is the entire Republican strategy. Kamlager-Dove calls it fighting fire with fire. And that's exactly what it is. For years, especially since that whole Project Red Map thing back in, 2010, the GOP has been surgically, ruthlessly gerrymandering states like Ohio, Missouri, Wisconsin, wherever they could really. They create these insane squiggly line districts to guarantee themselves power even when they get fewer votes. And now, when Democrats in a blue state like California use the existing rules to push back, they clutch their pearls and scream bloody murder. The projection is just, it's off the charts. And look, we have to be brutally honest about what this is. She calls it a race-based playbook, and she is 100% correct. You look at what's happening in Florida, where they literally dismantled a black plurality district. You look at the court cases in Alabama, Louisiana, Georgia. Federal courts have repeatedly had to step in and say, hey, these maps illegally dilute the power of black voters. So when Republicans draw these maps, they know exactly what they're doing. They are targeting Black and Latino communities to silence their voices and to get rid of their representatives. That is the goal, period. The reason they do it is also crystal clear. It's about policy. No, wait, it's about power. They target these communities because these are the voters who show up to protect healthcare, to protect Social Security, to keep Planned Parenthood funded. By gerrymandering these voters into oblivion, they can install representatives who will gleefully vote to defund Medicaid or cut Social Security, all while being completely insulated from any accountability from the people they're harming. It's a vicious cycle designed to maintain minority rule. So when they stand up and pretend to be the victims here, it's a masterclass in gaslighting, right? These are the same people who, as she points out, were completely silent, completely complicit with every single unconstitutional and illegal thing the last president did. They looked the other way for 4 years, but now they want to cry about process and fairness in California? Please, give me a break. Their outrage is a performance, and it only ever shows up when their own grip on power is threatened. And this whole cynical game does so much damage to the country. It's a cancer on democracy. When you have these gerrymandered, non-competitive districts, politicians have zero incentive to compromise or listen to anyone outside of their most extreme base. They just have to win a primary, and then they're set for life. That's how you get the gridlock, the polarization, and the complete inability of our government to solve actual problems. They're breaking the fundamental link between a voter and their representative. It just seems so obvious. Ultimately, what this boils down to is a party that knows it cannot win on the merits of its ideas. Their vision for the country, slashing social programs, attacking voting rights, all of that is unpopular. So instead of changing their ideas, they just try to rig the system so the votes don't matter as much. They want politicians to pick their voters, not the other way around. The progressive vision, the Democratic vision, is the exact opposite. It's about making it easier to vote, creating fair maps, and ensuring every single voice is heard. It's a fight for the soul of the country, really. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. While you're down there, hit the like button and subscribe. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.